Hello, hello, hello. I am Dory Jo Stoll with Prairie Scraps, and we are in both the places. I need to change that. It's like the backside is Christmas. Hello, thank you. Yep. And I forgot to plug in my phone last night. It is a newer phone, so it's lasting a lot longer than the old one did. So I apologize for the little trip we're going to take together. If you're coming in on this first part, you are probably watching the replay, so put hashtag replay. I thank you for joining in. It doesn't matter if you had time or not time. I know it's a Saturday morning. Sometimes I know we have beautiful weather, gorgeous weather. So it's hard to be inside. And I was trying to get going this morning. Hello, Rhonda. My husband's got a list of to-dos and they all are outside. And I thought the first to-do he had was going to take him longer. And he's already done. So I thought I would beat him out here. I thought at least if they're just coming home when I'm already started and getting going, that I could get my live in before he put me to work. So it is a thing. It is a thing. The honey-do list, but it's not a honey-do list for him. Well, he's doing it. So anyway, the first thing on the list this morning was the girls had to go with him and try to situate the pig pens, because they're going to be doing 4-H pigs this year. So that will be fun for them. And so that was the first thing on. And then the second thing on the list is he got one of those like pole saws with a chainsaw at the end. We have like one of the back and forth saw kind of things for the tree. And he was going to climb. Well, actually, we have an apple tree that we had a miscommunication a couple years ago. And there were some guys doing some work across at our neighbor's house. They have 3 apple trees and they had some pruners in. And so we went in and said, hey, how much would it cost for us to have you prune our apple tree? Because we've got this. Oh, yeah, I know. I think it's our 50 here in Idaho. Can you believe that? Like, we're very close, Rhonda. And it's like, it's gorgeous out there, but it is very windy. I heard my husband telling the girls, wear your hats because it's cold. It's going to be cold on your ears. And they went up there and couldn't do as much as they wanted to do because there's still a foot of snow up there. So it's up in the mountains. Our pigs live on the mountains. So anyway, we had a miscommunication a few years ago. I'm sure you guys never have this with your husbands. I could tell you that if I have an idea for a project and my husband is thinking about the same project, we actually have exact opposites in mind. That is how opposite we are. So anyway, he went and talked to him. There were a couple of guys that were doing this from out of town. I didn't really want to go talk to them myself. So he went and dealt with them, asked them if they could prune it. I had told him, have him prune it because we have this heritage apple tree that was from an original orchard that is we're in one of the original houses that was here in our town. And so, and the house next door used to be where the stagecoach came in. The barn is still there behind us. It's a heritage barn, little tiny thing that's falling, and it's right on the property line. The one wall is on our side. And anyway, the lady that used to run the stagecoach back in the day had an apple orchard with all kinds of apples. They have since all been taken down. There's no remnants, except my neighbor has one of the trees left, and I have one right up on the foundation of my bathroom. So I don't want to take it out because it is a heritage. If we ever do if we ever do any addition out there, it will happen. But I am trying to preserve it as long as I can. Said tree gets mad at us when we prune it and will not produce for a year or 2 or 3. So it is, and that's kind of normal too, but it is much more finicky than most. And most of the apple trees in our area, the newer ones, like they can last through the first frost and they're a sweeter apple once it frosts. But our apple tree absolutely drops every last apple before the frost. And everybody around is like, you shouldn't be picking that yet. And if we wait until after we lose all the apples, they rot right on the tree and then fall down. It's bad. So anyway, So my husband, back to my story, my husband went out and talked to these guys, and I told him it's right up to the foundation. There's like a roof line that comes down, and then it was going out over the top. So I asked him to just have them trim it to just below that roof line, so it was reachable by short people like myself. Hey Beck, good to see you. And then the top would be gone and it wouldn't be rubbing on the roof anymore. My husband did exactly the opposite, and they trimmed it all the way up, and then the canopy is above the roof line. So now for like, I don't know, 5 years, it's been this really tall tree. We can't reach any apples. Nobody can unless you climb. Look at this. What was my daughter was calling those hairs that stick straight up? A rooster, whatever, the other day. I'm having a hair day. It's clean. I cleaned it yesterday, so it's good. It's good. But I just threw it up so I could get out with you guys and craft. So anyway, that is the whole discussion. So anyway, we decided this year to take it into our own hands, not hire somebody to do it. We have off and on, but it's just like, it looks dumb. We can't reach it. You might as well not have it if you can't use the apples, right? And heaven forbid, and all the apples in the fall, or not in the fall, will start falling on the roof line. You hear this kunk, 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 all the way down. So anyway, today it is, January, February is the time to prune fruit trees. So today is the day. Every weekend since January, there has been like a snowstorm, a sleet storm, a rainstorm. It is beautiful today. It's a little on the windy side, but it is going to get trimmed, and we're going to top it off below like I asked in the first place, which now my husband's like, I don't know why you wanted it way up there. Like, I didn't. I wanted it below. So anyway, we totally had a misunderstanding with the whole entire thing. So that just tells you how wonderful marriage is sometimes. But we've gotten to the point where when we do DIY projects together, he goes, what do you want me to do here? And I'm like, what were you thinking? So I listened to him first, and then I'd say, I can live with that, or no, I can't. That's my marriage saving tip for the day. So anyway, he wants me to be out there because he will cut. He hates making the decision about which branches need to go. So he's going to take the main parts off. Hopefully it won't be too loud in here. I did notice my neighbor's dad came with his big diesel truck and parked right next to me. So I'm sure that's going to happen here soon. So it's exciting here in Idaho. It's like lots of things are going on already. So, okay. So I wanted to show you last weekend, I got out to the thrift store. I didn't make the one here in town because it's only open 10 to 1 on Saturdays. I think that's obnoxious myself. And they have lines at 10. But whatever, it's all volunteer. It goes to the hospital, which is debatable about whether it's a nonprofit or not. But anyway, let them think that. Oh, this is funny. So one of the things I found, we went over, there's one just down the road. It's not very far, but it feels like it because you're driving across the prairie. It's out by the, it's in a little bitty township. It's not even a town, I don't think. I think it's unincorporated, but there's a little place and it's got a little shop. And I love going there once in a while, but I don't usually make the trek because it feels like it's way out there. But anyway, I've been looking for these since Christmas. Haven't found children's booties. I figured they're not going to be, a sad thing. They're not really antique. Maybe they're a little vintagey, but I've been wanting to do something with little booties for a while. They are so cute in the decorative area. Look, they even got the little bell on it. Isn't that cute? $0.25. I got these for $0.25. Hayburn for a while. Oh, okay. So anyway, one of these days I have to get brave and take one of the things and try to get like splice it and try to grow my own apple tree. But that's like a whole nother like video. That's a whole nother thing I need to like. I see a paintbrush here I didn't bring in to clean. Hayburn, Idaho. Anyway, I need to figure out and graft. I need to graft that tree and get another, or root it or something, so that I have another tree going. So I don't have to feel guilty about cutting down the old one, but I want to have it established before we do that. So I need to get on that so we're not stuck like on a timeline for growing the next tree. I'm hoping I got that clean. All right, so then I also found this little egg. It has a little string on it. It's just styrofoam. It's nothing fancy, but I love these speckled eggs. It's 10 cents, so I couldn't leave it, right? That like it might go into something somewhere, but it's a cute little egg. I've got eggs everywhere, so stay tuned. You know, maybe it'll end up being in one of these. Yeah, we're way far. We're north. We're like 5 hours north of Boise. So we're up in the mountains. Way different. Boise is like desert. Yeah, I think you're right. I've kind of heard of it. I'm not from Idaho, so hardly anybody is anymore. But, and then the other thing, I've twice been to this thrift shop in the last few weeks and seen this bag of clothespins. And so the second time, both my daughters are like, why aren't you buying that? And I'm like, I'm trying to like be conservative with my craft supplies, but there's all kinds of like, it was $2 for this bag of wood clothespins. There's little tiny ones, there's round ones, there's square ones. Anyway, yep, I have clothespins. So those were my only purchases besides, oh, I got the Fisher Price Farm, the newer one for my grandkids because I could. And she said it was okay if I did. So I did it. It's got an obnoxious bell on it though. And that was fun in the store. Now I've like my one thing that I try to like annoy my kids with these days is when I'm in the thrift store, because I have one that likes to go thrift store shopping and the other one's she's okay with it sometimes, but not always. Anyway, when I go to the thrift store, I try to find something noisy and like totally ring it or start it singing or whatever it is. All right, I'll look forward to it, Beck. So anyway, I try to be obnoxious in the store, and this one had a really loud bell, and I was like this, and they're like, Mom, I don't know, cheap thrills over here in Idaho when I go to the thrift store. Okay, so this is the part 4. Oh no, yes, that's way out. Way out. The hospital experience was a nightmare. I agree, and I had a couple of major ones myself. I can't even hold it right side up today. Yes. No, I agree. This is just like a Band-Aid hospital here in Grangeville, and then they either med flight you out or they ambulance you out because we are like an hour. It's just a point of care. It's a point of Band-Aid you up to get you to the next place. And I know because I was about the same distance. Hi, Sherry. Good morning. I was about the same distance from up in the woods when my tree accident happened. And yeah, they just gave me painkillers, x-rayed it, and then shipped me out. So, but I live here and kind of know the doctors, and I kind of harass them. I'm like, I don't scream, I don't make noises, so don't think I'm not in pain. That's my thing every time I do it. So this is my boot so far. This has been a 4-part video. Let me get you down a little bit. This has been a 4-part video that I've been doing with this month's club transfer. So if you would like to get this transfer, if you really love this transfer, it's only available this month. It's exclusive. And you would have to join the club, but I'm telling you, the club is changing next month, and it's good. It's good news. So I'm not sure they would, if you join this month, usually they ask you to do 3 months, but I do anyway. I don't suggest signing up for it and then unsigning up for it, but I'm just saying it's a thing. So this is what I've got so far. And the reason it's taking me so long, not because this takes you so long to make, it's taking me so long, one, because it is a special order and I want to make sure it looks really good. And number 2, I want to, oh, thank you. I want to, the other reason, it's taking me 4 is because I do all my crafting out here in a little 1953 Airstream in my driveway. And so this particular project, I've been washing in between uses of my transfers. And so there's a couple things I've had to relay down a couple of times, like boots and things like that. So I have taken them in, washed them out, let them dry. So that's why there are 4 installments. If you haven't seen all of them and would like to start from the beginning, just comment 1 and I will get you back to the one. I'll tag you and I will share it with you. So look for that. And like I said, if you would like information on how to get this boots, it's only available this next week. It's going out. It's gorgeous. You can use the flowers separately. They look really nice on a lot of other things. They're gorgeous. And if you want to see how I did that, I can point you to that particular video. That was actually my last live, not this last week Thursday, but the Thursday before. And I've actually been copying another designer. So one of the things I love about Chalk Couture is that we have great resources in each other and other friends in my group. And I do know them because I do go to leadership meetings and all the things. And so it's just a great like co-op of all kinds of levels of crafting and things like that. So I just love that I can take something that somebody else did. They've already posted the picture, said you could use it. Here's the colors I used. In fact, I'll show you the picture. I kind of just printed it off so I could follow it. So there it is. There's what I did. What do you guys think? Did I get close? We're not going to use this transfer. This one says she designed a life she loved. I didn't nab it. I don't have it. And when this was ordered, I did ask, would it be okay if I used something else? And she said, yes, of course. And then I also printed off what are the colors because I've been reading that too as I go. So anyway, I've been trying really hard to features when you show the peace sign, it sends balloons. Oh, I was saying number 2. Let me try it. That is cool. I didn't know that. That is so cool. I thought one of you were so excited and threw me balloons. Oh, okay. Well, all right. So we are going to finish up. As you can see, my why can't I think of the name of it? Every time I'm live, I cannot think of the name of it. Well, the wood background. Do you see the wood shiplap? The shiplap background, wood background, whatever you want to say, is a smaller transfer than my thing. So I actually did 2 placements already. I'm going to have to do 2 to get the top and match it up. So that is on my list number 1 here to do. And so I'm glad you're here to like watch me hold my breath because we're getting down to the final one. This will be the last installment of this one, I promise. I will post pictures and I probably will post like all the stages because this has been a multi-stage problem. Oh, thumbs up is a fireworks. Oh, let's see that. Do you guys see it then? What does that mean? I see a bubble. I don't know. I don't know what you do. Hand shaped like a heart. Oh, that does. You are teaching me everything. I love it. I love it. Did you guys know that? Did the rest of you know that? 2 thumbs up. I see. There it is. Nice. Nice. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was so kind of you to share that information with me. Because, you could keep that for yourself, really. So I'm going to line this up. I do remember when I did this originally, it has been like over a week, but this is oops, that's not far enough. So I'm going to go to this one. I want to make sure that I have it going all the way to the top. And then I'm going to line up. Let me show you what I'm doing here. Sorry, you're going to lose my head. I'm going to chop it off. There we go. But it's, for the good of crafting. All right, you can still hear me. I'm still here, I promise. All right, so see how this top line here, that's what I'm lining up with the line. See, this far, I don't hit the top. So I want to go ahead and get it to the next one. It's okay if it overlaps. And then I also, when I did this originally, I had to, because there is a border where there is no shiplap on it. I want to push this over to the edge so that it lines up. And it's okay. The cool thing about the shiplap, this was genius on her part to put this in the background, is the cool thing is that the shiplap is not perfect, right? So this, if it doesn't turn out perfect, it's okay. This is very forgiving transfer. I love this. This is the farmhouse for farmhouse patterns, I think it's called. And there's brick. There's I haven't even used the brick or this. I have a thing about brick. I have ugly brick badly placed in my my thing. Oh, it's called 4 Farmhouse Patterns. Isn't that cute? So cute. It's a must use. You can use this in so many different ways. All right. I wouldn't do like a whole wall with this, but I might come close. No. You have to have a little bit of patience to match it up, but it's okay. It's okay. So like I said, I'm just matching up this in there. And I want it to be straight. I don't want it to be going crooked. And then I'm just going to go here. And you can tell I've used this quite a bit. I love this transfer. And so you can see it's still got some bubble. It's got bubbles in it just because it has been used so much. And I only have to go from here up. I don't have to do this line at all. So I have to remember that when I'm doing it. And then the nice thing about using reusable silk transfers, Dolinda, I love that. That is a nice name. Hello. Welcome. Saturday crafting. We're just getting some, okay. This is, because I'm not going to go, I'm just going to go up to, I'm going to try to make it look natural up to the flowers. And I can actually see where the person that did this other one did it definitely. Ooh, what is going on? I think I put some water on it when I closed and it's looking goopy. I'm going to mix it in here. Our pastes are water soluble and you want to have it kind of yogurt consistency. It's been a while since I've used, this is Storm. It is one of my favorite farmhousey colors. I'm not going to lie, it's one of my favorites. So anyway, we're going to get a little bit more water in there. If you can see, that's what it looks like. It would be okay to use, but it's going to dry really fast because it is already on the dry side. So I'm putting distilled or purified water in there. I don't do this. I was just trying to teach my 16-year-old the other day. She was opening them like this, like opening with the lid like this, and then dumped everything, because I had put water. I'm like, these are ones I put water on. Do not do that. And then she just continued to do it and then got paste everywhere. Not paste, watery paste, because it was the residue. So if one of my pastes are getting kind of dry or are more than dry, I will just put some water on top of it and leave it sit overnight and then come back and mix it. And it's usually incorporated the water itself. So, and looks really good. This was just a little bit more on the dry side. This is looking better. You want your little thing to kind of stand up, but not completely fall over. It's kind of heavy because I got some dry stuff on there. And it's good to go through your pastes every once in a while. This is a tip for those of you who have some older pastes. It's good to go through every once in a while. Just like go through them all and add in a little bit of water if you need to. Or if you don't use them very often, I highly suggest the singles paste packets because you're wasting less. There's air in there, so it's going to get dried. They sent me a 1 boot transfer, but it was my anniversary month, so they sent me a second one. Oh, and with that's interesting. Oh, darn. That was nice of them. Yes, you are lucky. I had somebody contact me about it, so we're not allowed to sell them as designers. We're not allowed to sell the club transfers. So unless, you're not supposed to, even if you, but it's all going to change. There's a brand new one. I'm excited. Mine is on the way. My new transfer, my new club, what's going to be club next month. So we're going to a Perks VIP club. And so you can join the club and get perks and deals and all kinds of fun stuff. So I think I'm going to use a mini squeegee because I need to see like how far in to go here. All right. So I don't need to do this bottom line because that one goes all the way out. So starting right here, I'm just going to try to take my time. I'm not always good about taking my time. If you guys have been watching me for any amount of time, I'm not great at being patient. And it's okay. I've noticed with this gray, it kind of like overlaps a little, and it doesn't, you can't even tell that it overlaps. So I'm just going to go up the side here because we do want that for sure. Get it down. And then when I get to the frame at the top, you could tape it if you were worried about it getting up on the edges. Or our new out-of-the-box frames would work great because you can just take the surface out. But this totally works if you like make a little goober, whatever, doesn't turn out exactly how you would like it to. It's totally fine. It's going to work because it's not meant to be like perfect looking. And I'm just kind of going through and lightly going in on some of these spots where I can see white through. I'm trying not to entirely hit the flowers, but I'm trying to make it look natural. Like, you know, like it goes around them. I do see some right here. Oops, I might have gone too far. I might not like that. All right. I'm going to peel back. Not too bad. A little bit onto those flowers. What's this area? There's nothing there. So that's the other. It's kind of tricky because some of the spots where you think it should go, it doesn't go because there isn't anything. Okay. It's kind of like an empty spot right there. Of course it ended up there. But it looks good. Okay. What do you think? Isn't that looking nice? So I just have this one little corner. Let me stick this up here for the second. And I'm going to get my hands clean. It is this. So if you want more information, I'll get it to you, Pam. But this is the club transfer this month. And it's only available, I saw, next Friday is March 1st. My mom's birthday. Means I have to do something. It's nice that her birthday is kind of springy, you know, like it's pre-spring. She loves to garden. So I usually go on that line for her birthday. Although last year I got her a puzzle table. The board transfer, that one is 4 farmhouse patterns. 4 farmhouse patterns. And I'm not sure, it may not be available anymore. It did come out in these sales. So whenever sales come out, make sure you watch for it because I have seen it more than once. I don't know what's going on there. I might take some paste to that because I can see it looks kind of gooby right there. So I might go in with my... Isn't that nice? That looks so good, like seamless, even though I laid it. You saw it. You were here. So the only place I don't have any is right here. So I'm going to go in and try to get that corner done. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's not really that hard. It's just been a 4-part video because I needed to wash in between and make sure this dried too. Cause like I didn't want to goober up the cowboy boots. I'm just going to dry this up so I don't, when I lay it down, I don't smear it. It's almost dry. There's a couple of spots here. The cool thing about it is it doesn't really matter if it like smears or goes underneath the transfer. So it's very forgiving transfer. That's for sure. Our patterns. So this one may not be available, but we have some really great patterns and I can point you in the direction of those. They are so, I love them because they totally are very, like I said, very forgiving. All right. So we are going to try to get this corner and I'm not going to use this section. See, this section I've already used and it even went kind of underneath. I don't know what happened there. It did go over here a little bit. I'm actually, now that I'm looking at it, I'm going to try to lift it a little bit. I know this is a forgiving spot because I used watercolor technique. If you want to see that, just, you know, I think it was video number 3. So just put a 3 down below if you just want to see that watercolor technique, and I will point you in that direction because, you know, last thing you want to do is sit and search it out. But I did have 4 videos total. I've done 2 reels on this and then 2 live videos. So Let's see. I'm trying to find a line to lay down that one line on the top here, because I want it to, I think I have to go all the way across. Yes, it's almost all the way across. I only got this little bit. And okay, so I'm lining it up right there. I just don't want it to look crooked. And do I want it? I don't need to get there, but I could get right here. Okay. All right, same thing. I'm just going to load up a little bit of our chalk paste on our little mini squeegee. This doesn't really, you know, this is not a very time-consuming project. Normally, it's like I said, I'm not near a sink. I don't have water run to my little camper here, so that's the reason I don't have, it took me so long, was because I wanted to stop, well, in drying sometimes that takes longer, right? Okay, I'm gonna go right up to the corner. I want it to look natural. Okay. Let me think. All right, a little bit more down here. There we go. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. You did it again. Would you do the boots? Oh, if I did it again, would I do the boots, then the shiplap, then the flowers? Oh, you could, except that you're going to see the shiplap behind the flowers. And honestly, I'm just going to go, I see like in the middle here where it's, just going to go in the middle and do a little teensy bit. Not a big amount, but just a, of course, it's not going to hit the white part. Nope, I would do it the same order. I did an outline of the boots, then I did the base of the boots. I would do the same, to be honest. I'm not sad about it. I didn't want the shiplap to be behind the boots. You know, I didn't want to see it through. I didn't really want to see it through for the most part, the flowers either. So what I just did was just a couple lines right in here so it didn't look so naked behind the flowers. What do you think? Okay, so one thing that to my eye looks weird is that this line is here and this line is here. But does it bother you? Like if you looked at it and I didn't point it out? I don't think so. It's far enough apart and it's country enough. I don't know. That would be the only thing I would change, maybe. But they're different size boards all the way up. And hey, and that happens in real life. Trust me, I know, because we've had shiplap everywhere in our house as we've been taking it apart. So, and putting shiplap back, so it never works out right. It's never perfect. That's the point of it. I would absolutely. Oh, the flowers. Okay, so yeah, you could do it that way, but I would not change it. I really wanted to make sure I got those flowers down nicely. That was my goal with the boots. Okay, so now we need to put the seine over here that we have agreed upon. That one is finished, so I can put that down. I will just wash that, and we can use it again and again and again and again. And the one that I'm going to do is Live Life in Full Bloom. I think it fits here. Not with the flowers, because the flowers are not match. Unless she says she wants it that way. Hi, Julie. Good to see you. Thank you for joining in. We're doing part 4 of a special order on these boots. I might do something right here. I might lay that back down again. Stay tuned for some fixing. Okay. One thing about the newer transfers, I have to say, is that I really Really do like the fact that you can totally see through the transfers. Will it look okay? A little better than these older ones. This is an older one. I was just, and you could use any saying you wanted if you have some. This was a 2022 Live in Full Bloom. Live life in full bloom. So that's what we're doing here. And I'm going to do live life in full in, I think I'm using Napa. On Napa, and even though I'm copying someone, it still is very much your own person. Oh, I hear the chainsaw. There goes my apple tree. Napa was a color that we had for color of the month. This month's was disco, and it is out. I love it though. It's metallic. What do you think? Should I do life in this this and then the rest? Or do I do live? Such questions, right? I was thinking about ugh, I can talk. I was thinking about doing Napa with the bloom for sure, and then life. Should I do live in full in brown? That's what I'm thinking. I think that would be nice because that puts a little bit of accent over here. Hello. Creator's choice. Yeah, exactly. I mean, even if you're copying someone, you could do whatever you want. And it does turn out a little bit different. You end up like with just a little bit different design than everybody else. So we are using bark. And I'm telling you, this is all I have for bark. I'm down to the bottom of the pit here with bark. I've been using it on everything. I love it. So we're just going to do live. And then in full. In bark. That was the same color I did the base of the boots in, the bark, so that it matches. And then I'm going to go really quickly into Napa. I'm just going to leave that open. I don't normally leave things open, but I'm going to go into Napa and do life and bloom because I don't want to shift it or anything. I don't want to. This is a much newer paste, you can tell. It was a recent color of the month. We have color of the month where we get a new color every month, and sometimes, like 2 months ago, it was an ink, which is exciting. So I'm very excited. My new paste is coming. Trying not to hit that little rose here. If you're afraid of hitting something, like start at the edge and go away from it, even though it feels awkward because, you know, we tend to like to go a certain direction sometimes. There we go. Oops, this is not sticking down. Don't go over that again. It lifted. I'm talking to myself now. As long as I agree, it's all right. Right? All right. Ah, yikes. Well, that is not what I planned. That is not nice, is it? Ah, all right. Well, we're working on this one, aren't we? You get to see how I fix this, I guess. All right, I'm going to wash this off first, and then we are going to take a clean wipe. This is a mess because the red that always has darker pigment. So see, it was the looser one that was the problem, right? And it's actually not where I thought it was a problem that was a problem. I did wax this surface before I started, so we're gonna see what we can get off. Hi, Karen. Sorry if I keep talking. If I don't answer, I will go back and answer any questions or whatever you have. I'm going to work here really hard to get this off because I'm going to cry. Maybe I should have started with the words, Karen. I spoke too soon. The words should have been before the boots even, because this is a mess. I think I'm going to dry it and then try to get it off dry. When all else fails, make sure your stuff is dry. I like the placement. I like the words. I don't know why it's smeared. It's not going to be nice to me today. Yeah, I could grab some Q-tips too. They're not my favorite. Whoops. I do have this tool, but I don't know why mine doesn't stay together. Oops, I just bent it. I think Problem is, this is like a Q-tip, but it doesn't come clean then. Oh, I see them. I see them. We never had these. This was actually a Dollar Tree, but we never have these ones with the points at our. My friend always said, get them at the Dollar. Just put that on right on the thing. So when you have a boo-boo, you want to push it towards the rest where you want it to be and not, don't go away because that smears it out. I don't know, you guys. This is frustrating. Good idea for the Q-tip, though. I'm getting it wet. I have a texture thing with Q-tips. I'm not going to lie. I don't like the texture at all. Resist like going away. And also, like, it ends up using a lot because you don't want to go back down once you get some paste on it. This is going to use a lot. Yeah, these are the makeup ones. Oh, I see. I wouldn't be able to hold on to them but it's got one side is pointy and then the other side is rounded. These are definitely the makeup ones. Yeah, that red is pretty permanent. Well, and I don't like the way it looks when you smear it, so this might take me a while to get this to look. What I'll do probably is lift it close, farther in, and then relay down my letters and do it over it again to get them to look nice and crisp, because I don't like the shady looking, or I'll use a brush on it to do the edges, because since my transfer seems to have some issues. And I'm going to feel free to use as many of these as I want. These Q-tips. Can't remember what they're called, the pointy ones. See if the brown is, is working a little bit better. It's the red that really does pigment things. And I did, like I said, one of the things that can help you in this case is waxing the board first, because that gives you a little, you know, like it kind of closes up the surface. So well, this might have been one of my big fears. It came to reality, was to do all of this and then have it smear on the last minute. Words always make me nervous. That was for sure. Follow my own directions. So, well, no, normally, and I might switch between things here just because I'm trying to avoid the issue I have here a little bit. But I'm gonna, oh, I don't need this. I need camel, which is the brown, the lighter brown, because I don't know what happened here, but it's not very, I feel like this is somebody else asked me if I would make another one. I'm not sure I will. This is a lot of fussiness. I took on one, but I'm not sure I will do another just because of the fussiness. I enjoy like kind of a one and done, right? Like it's not my favorite to like be under pressure to do a special order that's so complicated, but you know, I like to make things and then here's what you get, right? Like here's what you get. All right, well that's, I'm not finding my camel at all here. There it is. Of course. I looked everywhere else and then it's on the last one. That boot is bothering me. I can see like where the black kind of bled through or on. So I'm going to take some camel and do some fixing, or at least try to be steady of hand. I know I tried to fix this once, but it just kind of still bled through because it was still wet when I was trying to do it. So always, always, always try to fix when it's dry, completely dry. But it's hard because like you want to fix it right away, but it's hard to wait. I'm not a very patient waiter. That's why I don't like doing the fussy. So I'm just kind of hand painting this section in and trying to get it covered. So trying to get good coverage. Also, sometimes I water my brush too much. Trying to fan it in, so I don't know, this whole boot here. Wax each layer. Oh yeah, yeah. But I'm not sure that would have happened. You know, like it wouldn't have helped here because, well, for the letters anyway. Maybe this, yeah. You know, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I have rarely ever waxed each layer. I guess because it was a special order, I should have, maybe. I don't ever do that. I'm kind of like go, go, go is kind of where I'm at. As long as I'm fixing things. Trying to just go back and make this black line look a little bit cleaner. Hope it doesn't like make it look worse, right? Sometimes too much is too much. It's a fine line between fixing and doing too much. This is where it is kind of relaxing to paint, but you know, I worry, I want it to look just right. That's what I want. I want it to look perfect because it is a special order. Smudges happen, yes. Yeah, it is. It's the pressure is hard because I am a perfectionist, right? I want it to look really super nice. I want it to be perfect. I don't know what is the best way to attempt these. Is it better to just rub in there with my finger? It seems like it's just like getting kind of a blurred look. I don't know. Maybe lifting some of the colors better. That actually does look better. I also happen to know that the background is bright white. I just don't like to do that very much. You have to, I think that's looking better. It's funny how if you get it just at the right dryness, it does, oops, now I wiped the wrong way. It does seem to know to like gather up and go to the right place for the most part. But like I said, there is a certain amount of staining that happens with this color. With reds, oranges, blacks, that was my fear. My worst fear came true. And two, some of this too, I can see where it's bleeding, but it's because of that background, the shiplap. See, that paid off just to like go on and do something else for a hot minute because that just helped it dry just what I needed it to dry. Oops, I just put red where the brown is. That's not good. Get it off. I'm gonna have to do that F again. Yep. I guess I'll be cautious about using that transfer again. That is for sure. I'm gonna get a new wipe. Clean wipes, clean Q-tips, the whole thing. All right, we're just trying to get as much off as we can. Around the edges because, yeah, that's just stained. I'm going to have to get my red off here. Some of it is kind of just going in where I rub. Definitely can't rub twice in the same spot. And between that I and that F, that's hard. I keep smearing it a different way. So I need to step away from that one. I'm just gonna, sometimes patting it helps too. I know. The worse it gets. I know. I'm taking a deep breath. Can you tell? I mean, this just goes to show anybody could do this. Everything is fixable. These are the things I'm telling myself. Ooh, that just came out nice. Right there. Now I just need to get in here. Let me get a Q-tip in there. And I do not like to paint. My hands, like I was saying the other night when we were talking about playing like the things that make you hurt, like playing instruments. I was supposed to get carpal tunnel surgery like 25 years ago. And I still haven't. And so here I am. I can still do this, but definitely I can tell, I can tell this is not the best thing for me. That's why I don't like to paint, because I can't paint in the lines very good. I'm not good at it. Thanks, Sherry. I appreciate your encouragement. This is Dory's support group right here today on Saturday morning. Oh my gosh. And my husband's probably that's the other thing. He's like ready to go. And I'm like, I said I was doing a live. I'm going live. And I was thinking, oh, I have all kinds of time. If I have extra time, I'll do this and that and the other thing. And, kind of backup plans in my mind. All right. I think I'm going to try some white. But we got to make sure we got everything off that brush now that I used it. Definitely got camel going. Don't ask me why. The only brush I have is like paint by number that belongs to the kids. Don't ask me. I don't know. All right. Oop. You don't want to goober it on there either. You want it to be kind of thin layer because otherwise you will see it. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, I hear the chainsaw going again, so I don't know what that means. Hopefully my husband's not mad at me. That's the thing. He like gets in his mind like this is what we're doing on a Saturday, but he doesn't really go. He'll tell me. He did tell me he wanted to do this today. I just didn't know I was involved. I guess I kind of knew. I knew I'd have to tell him where to. I knew I'd have to tell him which tree breads. Maybe I should get going. Now that I'm talking this out loud, I'm thinking, it might be beneficial to make sure I'm directing the progress here. For whatever reason, it's like difficult for him to see where to cut and where not to cut. I don't know. When you get up close, but I can do a lot of trimming. I could do trimming all day long, and I don't. I know where to go. He just doesn't. Maybe I just don't have an eye for it. All right, just cleaning up the edges with this bright white. Nicely, our bright white does match the background, although because you paint it on, it's gonna show. And especially in this, this Napa is making it look pink for sure. Sometimes if you just get like a little more like a dry brush over it, it just covers it. I don't know. These are all the tricks today you get to see. All the tricks. You didn't know, did you? You're like, oh, this is going to be an easy project. Oh, yes. I did actually like that's why I did reels for the outline because I was afraid of like feeling like I was under pressure on a live. Then I got brave and did one portion of it live. And then I thought, oh, I just have to do the background. I just have to do two little things. Easy peasy. We'll get it. No problem. Famous last words, right? Well, folks, you're seeing it here. So, Sherry, I don't know if I'm going to want to do it again. I'll have this stuff. You can come do it, okay? Because I know you were asking me about it if I would have this stuff for a while. And I'm like, I'm going to let you do this. This might be my one and done. I'm going to be one and done. Just not my. I worry so much about perfection. Are you guys perfectionists? I wonder, like, are all, like, some, like, when I do crafting with my kids, sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, slow down. But they, like, don't care. I wish I could, how, like, kids run a certain way. Like, they always say, like, run like nobody's watching or whatever. I kind of wish I could craft like nobody's watching, but, that's what I get for going live, right? Not today. Not today. Not today. Today. Get to hear me sing. Nice, huh? Trying to make those the outlines of those two, the F and the E, look the same. Not easy. Close. All right. Yep. I think that looks better. I'll hold it up so you can see it. I was so worried about it. I didn't hold it up, did I? Okay, here you go. It's not looking too bad. It's not perfect yet. I'm not done. But I did get that one side over there at the top. Up, whoop, wrong side. This side over here. This whole top portion I didn't have on. And then now we're trying to get the letters fixed. But it is crafting for a reason. Yeah, it is crafting. Well, and it is like, I think the one thing I learned from crafting, and maybe I'm wrong, but I learned to have a little bit more forgiveness for myself. And in that, it's sort of like therapy, right? Like we're doing all the emotions. I want to be a perfectionist, but I also want to be a better person and not be such a perfectionist. All those things are going through my mind, but it's therapy. You guys are here, it's like going to the hair salon, I guess. I'm talking to myself. No, I'm talking to you guys. All right, back to the Napa. And I'm going to try to just wish me luck. I don't know where all my skinny ones went. I don't know what's going on. I need a good brush. That's what I need. Oh, talking to the neighbors. My husband's such a social guy. I can hear him talking. Everybody loves him. Also, he is the guy everybody calls when they have car problems. So there's that too. Maybe that's why. No, he's a nice guy. Everybody loves him. He's just got that personality that, like, he's a people pleaser. He's kind of a... Oops. I feel like my eyes are going cross-eyed here. What do you think? Can you see it getting better before your very eyes? It does. It's amazing, like, what a little patch job will do. Oh, so many people love this Napa when it came out, and it's okay. Not my favorite, but so many people were so into the Napa. And I have to say that see, this is why I love Chalk Couture actually, is that it usually you can put lettering down and it looks professional and it doesn't turn out like this. You don't have to paint it. Because that was the big thing I was looking for when I for my craft projects, was I was tired of trying to like color. Have you ever done that where you color it in with a Sharpie? Like you take the outline with a stencil and then use a Sharpie, and then I was trying to get those black letters to look nice, and I was sick of it. I was like, and then coloring in the bridges when you're doing, oops, that I don't like doing. When I see people using still looks a little pink. Maybe add the lines by hand for the shiplap. Oh, yeah. Yeah, good idea. Oh, I need to do the F. Don't let me forget the F on full. I don't know. It doesn't look too bad, right? I don't know. So that's how I got started with Chalk Couture in the first place, because I did not like painting everything in and trying to make it look good, look like it was done professionally. And that was really before crickets were really a big thing. I had a Cricut from way back when, but I just, it's where you use the cartridges. Oops. Oh, crap. Guys. The just got thicker. I'm just not gonna. I don't want to wipe it out. Oops. You know what the issue is I can't feel my fingers. They are asleep entirely. There we go. I'm walking away from the Yeah, some of the bleeding is definitely from the little lines underneath it. That's what it's from. Okay, well, I think Life in Bloom looks pretty good. Trying to make sure it doesn't look like, oops. Tell me to stop, would you guys? Yes, better take a break. That is true. I might just walk away and then come back and fix it later. But I want to get this one F on. Okay, so let me show you. Now that I fixed it, I don't think it looks bad. Like, it's not my, I don't know. Not my favorite, but see, they should have made like, there should be lines that say these boots, or that's a song you probably have to get. These boots are made for walking or something. That would have been good words, wouldn't it? I keep thinking that as I was making the reels, I was thinking, oh, it'd be great if we had to put that on. I've avoided using it. Okay. Ooh. I see the top of the owl. It didn't even print. These are so fine. Okay, full. Where's the F? It doesn't really matter where the line is, does it? Just get it on clean, right? There we go. This F almost looks gray, like where it is. I don't know. I'm trying to get it. Not my favorite. First two styles of crickets with the card. I know, like, and then what do you do with them? Like, to go and sell it. It's not like I'm going to sell it and get much money for it. So it doesn't, I keep it because I know that it can't really sell all that much. What do you do with them? And I can't justify buying another $300 one when I don't use the one I have. Right? All right. Well, I'm going to leave it set. I'm probably going to do a little bit of different, touch up here. You guys don't have to watch that. I will for sure post a picture before this gets off to its new owner. I will definitely. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty good right now. What do you guys think? I'll put it up closer for that. I think it doesn't look too bad, but you're right. I'll probably go in with some of that gray and do a few of the lines in there to kind of cover the white and by hand. And then a little bit, I did notice over here, the black is not very crisp on the boots. So I want to go back and do that too. So thank you so much for joining me today and sticking with me. Make sure that you put boots if you want more information on how you can get your own transfer and do a much better job than me. And then, oh yeah, if you want to see the other how I got this far, because this is number 4, put a number 1 down below and I will get you there. If you wanted to see just how I applied the flowers and did the flowers, that is video number 3. So anyway, and they're not long. 2 of them are less than a minute long reels. So it's the only other long one is the number 3, which is live. So thank you so much. I hope you all have a very blessed day and weekend, and we will be seeing you next week for some more crafting, and keep on crafting.